Welcome to netfit.tv. We're here to help motivate and dedicate you to living a healthy and vibrant lifestyle. My name is Chelsea and I'll be leading today's practice. On my left is Inga. She'll be working with level 1. And on my right is Sid. He'll be working with level 3. I'll be working with level 2. Remember to work at your own pace. We're going to be going a little stronger today, working with the sun salutation. And also within the body, purification and detoxification. So you might even start to build up a little bit of sweat. So as you come down to a comfortable kneeling position, the hips relax down to the heels, your legs can even be crossed in front. First of all, we need to focus on the breath, finding a nice full breath cycle across the chest, across the belly. And if you remember that victorious breath, that ocean wave sounding breath, we'll be working with this today as well. So we're going to be moving into reclining hero pose. If your knees are pointed down, you can bring your hips down toward the floor. We're going to be doing a one-legged reclining hero pose. So you want your left knee to be pointed down toward the floor, the right knee to be pointed toward the ceiling. As you're here, you want to first find length within the spine, the shoulders relaxed down. You'll already begin to notice that you feel a stretch on the front of the left leg, your quads. That's where we're going to be stretching. If you want to go a little further, you can begin to lean back. Your elbows can come down to the floor with the shoulders rolled open. If you want to go further yet, you can roll the shoulders open, allowing the back to come down to the floor. Your hands can either stay relaxed alongside of your hips, or if you want to work a little stronger or with a little more length, you can bring the arms alongside of your ears. When you find this place, see if you can relax down. If you notice your left knee lifting away from the floor, it's okay, but see if you can begin to relax it, almost beginning to press that left knee forward. Now, as you're here, softening through the top of the left leg, easing those muscles, breathe into the stretch. All right, now we need to find our way back up. You can prop up on your elbows, pushing into the hands, and we're going to bring the left foot in front of you and the right foot alongside of your hip. So once you find this place, you can begin to sit up tall, aware of what's happening within the quad. Now, if you find any discomfort in that knee whenever you're in the posture, bent over or reclining back, please come out of it. You don't want any discomfort in your knees. So if you want to go a step further, you can bring the elbows down to the floor. You can hang out here. If you'd like to go a step further, you can begin to allow the back to lower all the way down. As you find this place, maybe the shoulders are evenly grounded. The right knee is stretching forward, softening. And if you want to bring the arms alongside of the ears, you can. If you find this to still be a little too intense, you can also prop the back up with a pillow. Go ahead and take another deep breath and relax. When you're ready, you can press into the elbows, beginning to sit all the way up. Now, we're about to do both legs. If you find that this is just too tight in the body, you can always raise the hips with blocks. Otherwise, both of your heels are going to be alongside of your hips. Again, if your knees begin to lift away from the floor, you want to press them down, but it's okay if they lift a little. Over time, they'll ease down. So when you're ready, bringing the elbows down, if this is as far as you want to go, stay here and breathe, opening through the chest. If you want to go a step further, you can widen the elbows and allow the back to come down to the floor. So this is a back arch. Your back is arched away from the floor. The shoulders are evenly grounded. The knees are gently pressing forward. Feeling them release down, that stretch in the front of the legs. Go ahead and take another deep breath, softening within the pose. when you're ready to come out, take your time, pressing into the elbows, finding your way back up to a seated position. And just to reverse the curve of the spine, you can come down into child's pose, folded forward, whether the arms are extended under the forehead or relaxed alongside of your legs. Let go, feeling the reverse of the curve within the spine. And then we're going to lift the head, lifting the chest, and you can pad your hips coming down to your belly. We're going to be moving into something called half bow pose. So once your belly down and each of your legs are extended straight back behind you, your hands will be alongside of the hips, palms facing down. Your chin can be resting on the floor, your forehead can be resting on the floor, or you can alternate from cheek to cheek. Now as you find this place, go ahead and bring your right heel toward the buttocks. If this is as deep as you want to go, stay here and feel the stretch. If you want to go a step further, let your right hand hold the right ankle. Again, you can hang out right here, not going any further. But if you do want to go further, begin to press down through the pubic bone, squeezing the navel toward the backbone. As you breathe in, allow your head and your chest to lift away, rolling the shoulders open. This becomes a little intense, but if you want to go further still, you can let your back leg float away. You can even sweep your left arm alongside of the ear, allowing the right knee to lift and pressing that right heel toward the sky. Can you take 2 deep breaths within the pose? As you exhale, slowly release down to the floor, the foot coming down, the chin, the forehead, or the cheek. You're doing a wonderful job. That's a very deep back arch. Let's try the other side. Your left heel can come toward the buttocks as you exhale. You can hang out here, or you can reach back toward the ankle. Staying here, and if you do decide to stay here, you can always stretch that knee toward the wall behind you. If you want to lift, first ground through the pubic bone and the thighs. Using the core, the head and the chest can float away. You can leave the hand and the ankle down if you'd like, or that hand and ankle can lift away, extending all the way through. You don't want to cause tension in the shoulders, but you can create a deeper stretch by that heel moving away from the buttocks and pressing toward the sky. Wonderful. Go ahead and take another inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower down to the floor. So we've done each side once. What if we go into both legs coming toward the buttocks? As your legs come in, you can always hold the ankles. While you're here, you don't have to go any further. You can stay and breathe, and it really begins to stretch the quads, opening the heart. You're doing a great job. I know that this is really intense poses. But begin to ground through the pubic bone, squeezing the navel in. The head and the chest can float away from the floor. You can leave the heels in, or you can let them move away from the buttocks and press them up toward the sky. Your chin stays in line with the neck, stretching through the crown. Once you start to lift the chin too much, it brings compression in the back of the neck. Go ahead and take another inhale. And as you exhale, release down to the floor, releasing the legs slowly. You can turn your chin toward the right side of the body. The palms can face up. We're not going to stay here long. Go ahead and turn your chin toward the left shoulder. Good job. Okay, so with every pose, you need a counter pose. Let's go ahead and push up into tabletop position. And we're going to move into a puppy stretch, because later on within our practice, we're going to be moving into downward facing dog. So you can walk your hands forward, allowing the hips to stay high, your heart, your chin, or your forehead coming to the floor. You can hang out here as long as you'd like. You can also kind of round the back a bit and then relax back down. Putting a little drag in the palms, allow the hips to lower down toward the heels. You can rock a little side to side. Okay, let's go ahead and inhale and sit up. We're going to be moving through a series of postures. It's called a flow, and we're going to be doing the sun salutation in a kneeling way. This is just a variation of this flow. So again, you move at your own pace. You allow your breath to be your guide. You're doing a wonderful job. So as the hands are relaxed onto the tops of the legs, your eyes are softly gazing down toward the floor. Connect with your breath. And as you breathe in, come up to standing on the knees, sweeping the arms up toward the sky. As you exhale, rounding down, bringing the hands to the sacrum, tucking the chin in toward the chest. Then as we lift a little, we're going to pass through tabletop pose to step the right foot between the hands, sinking into the hips. Begin to roll the shoulders open as you softly gaze toward the wall in front of you, pressing the shoulders down. The next time you breathe in, let's lift the arms alongside of the ears, or they can stay out to the sides. A kneeling warrior one. Take a deep breath across your chest. Exhale the hands down to the floor. We're going to step this forward foot back in a little plank position with the knees down. You can begin to lower your hips toward the floor as the crown presses toward the sky. Upward facing dog. Let the hands be under the shoulders, pressing the earth away from you. And then you can tuck the toes under, passing through table to lift the hips high into downward facing dog. Feel the length within the spine, the tailbone pressing up, the heels gently pressing down. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring the knees down to the floor, dropping back into child's pose. All right, that was only one side. So let's sit up, palms on the tops of the legs. Waiting for your inhale to come up to standing on the knees, sweeping the arms toward the sky, a gentle back arch. As you breathe out, sweeping the hands to the sacrum, rounding the back a bit. We're going to inhale up a little to bring the hands to the floor through tabletop to step the left foot forward between the hands into this kneeling lunge. Feel your heart roll open, pressing it forward gently and the shoulders back. A gentle stretch through the front of the right leg and the back of the left. If you'd like to lift the hands away from the floor, either out to the sides or alongside of the ears, you can. Squeeze the navel in. Open your chest. Breathe in. Exhaling the hands down to the floor. We're going to step that forward foot back. A kneeling plank pose as the hips lower down and the crown presses up. If you ever need to move your hands around to place them where they need to be in the correct alignment, please do so. Inhale, pressing the crown up, tucking the toes under. And as you exhale, you can lift the hips high into downward facing dog. Let's hang out here 2 deep breath cycles. Settling in as you finally. When you're ready to release, on an exhale, bringing the knees down to the floor and drop back into the child's pose. Letting go, allowing the body to ease. Now we're going to be going into a posture that is an upper spinal twist. It helps to really rid the body of upper body congestion or congestion within the chest and in the lungs. It's called Eye of the Needle. So let's go ahead and come forward into tabletop position. As you find this tabletop pose, we're going to place the back of the right hand behind the left wrist. As you exhale, slide that hand along the floor, bringing the shoulder and the temple down. Now, if you're too wide, all of the weight is going to be in the neck and in the shoulder. So you want to close in just a bit. You don't have to go any further, but if you want to, you can lift that left hand toward the sky. You can lower the hand to the sacrum and roll the shoulder open. Something I like to add in this pose is crossing my right ankle over my left, and it gives me a little more mobility to rotate open. In this pose, take one deep breath cycle. As you inhale again, extending that left hand up, exhaling the hand to the floor, pushing back up into tabletop position. Let's do the other side. As you exhale, sliding that left hand along the floor, bringing that left shoulder down. As you're here, you notice how the body already begins the twist. You can inhale that right hand up toward the sky, bringing it down to the sacrum, and how that shoulder can roll open. You can cross the left ankle over the right. Again, take one deep breath cycle. You guys look great in these poses. Are you breathing? When you're ready to come out, inhale that left hand toward the sky, bringing it down to the floor, pressing up into tabletop position. And we're just going to go ahead and tuck your toes under, lifting the hips high into downward facing dog. And can you walk the feet toward the hands, ending up in that forward bend? Relax fully. And as you breathe in, let's lead with the chest, coming all the way up into the mountain pose, allowing the palms to come together and down to the heart center. Okay, so we're about to move into the sun salutation standing. The reason why I showed you the kneeling sun salutation first is so that you know you can bring your knees down anytime needed. So connecting with your breath. Wait for your following inhale and sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. A gentle back arch. As you exhale, swan dive down slowly into the forward bend. As the hands come down to the floor, look between the calves and step back with your right foot into a lunge, as deep or as shallow as you'd like. Remember that back heel can be grounded. You can also keep the hands on the floor if you'd like. Otherwise, you can inhale, lifting up, hands either out to the sides or alongside of the ears in Warrior One. Squeeze the navel in. Take another deep breath across the heart. Exhale the hands back to the floor. We're going to step that forward foot back, plank position. Basically an upward push-up pose. Feel the strength in the arms. Sid may add push-ups within the pose. You can too, but you don't have to. We're going to scoop into upward facing dog. The crown pressing toward the sky, the hands pressing the earth away. And when you're ready, we're going to tuck the toes under, waiting for the exhale to lift the hips high into downward facing dog. Now you can hang out here for a bit. We're about to step the right foot forward into a lunge. If you find that that foot does not step between the hands, you can always bring the knees down and help guide that foot where you want it. So the next time you breathe in, step the right foot between the hands, making any adjustments, finding your stability, and then using the core. Let's lift. Hands either out to the sides or alongside of the ears. Feel how the muscles wrap around the bones, squeezing the navel in. Take a deep breath across your chest. And exhale the hands down to the floor. A little push off to step that back foot forward. Relax into the forward bend. And as you breathe in, let's lead with the chest. Come all the way back up into the mountain pose. As the palms come together, release the hands to your heart. That was only one side. Let's do the other. Follow your breath. Inhale into the mountain pose. Exhale and dive down into the forward bend. Looking between the calves. This time we're going to step back with the left foot first into the lunge, going as deep or shallow as you'd like. If you want to lift away from the floor, you can. Coming into Warrior One, feeling the muscles engaged Inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Stepping the forward foot back into plank position. Again, you can add a push-up or two. You can even lower down and hover if you'd like. When you are ready, you can scoop into upward facing dog. Feel the crown press up, pressing the earth away, tucking the toes under. And as you exhale, you can lift the hips high into downward facing dog. Feel the fingertips grounded, the tailbone pressing up. Breathe in and out. We're about to step that left foot between the hands. So the following inhale, step that left foot between the hands, sinking down where you're comfortable. If you'd like to lift the hands away, use the core. Coming into Warrior One. Breathe deeply across the chest. Abdominals engaged. Inhale again. Exhale the hands to the floor. Stepping that back foot forward. Ooh, feel it. Release all the way down. And as you breathe in, lead with your chest. Coming all the way up into the mountain pose. Allowing the palms to come together. And down to your heart. How do you feel? Notice your heartbeat. Notice the heat building up in your body. You've worked every muscle in your body, detoxifying and purifying from the inside out. Let's transition down to our backs. Inhale into the mountain pose. Exhale and dive down into the forward bend. You can hop or step the feet back into plank position. And then you can bring the knees down. Dropping back into child's pose, you can rock a little. This evens out your back so that you can prepare for conscious relaxation. The most important posture in all of yoga. So when you're ready, you can sit up, turning around to transition down to your back. You can extend your legs along the floor so that the full weight of the body is resting into the earth. The earth is supporting you. Fully let go, as if the earth is contouring around your body. This is the most important posture in all of yoga. Let go. And remember, you can stay here much longer than what we have. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever works best for you. You can always set a timer if needed. We're going to begin moving by wiggling the fingers and the toes. You can circle the wrists and the ankles. You can even bring the knees into a tuck and rock a little side to side. Rolling to your right side when you're ready, pushing up to find your way back to a comfortable seated position. As the hands come to the tops of the legs, allowing your attention to drop back inside. Reflecting if anything has shifted or changed within. Again, you have worked every muscle in your body, purifying and detoxifying. Smile. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for practicing with us today. Namaste.